If you pack fragrance flowers in papers, how does the paper smell? Fragrant. If you pack pakoras in that paper, pakoda smell. If you pack dried fish in that paper, it will have the fragrance of dried fish. The fault is not of the paper. The fault is what is packed in that paper. The mind exactly is like that paper. Whatever you put in, that is the kind of fragrance it will emit. So what is required is to ensure that this mind is always kept in the right frame of affairs, and I will come to that how. First of all, also very important to know all the time, what is this mind? Because we keep saying the mind is troubling us, but if we ask ourselves, where is the mind? Is the mind here? Will any scan give you a report that your mind, the state of affairs is this? Only the brain state of affairs, and brain is hardware. Mind is the software which helps the brain to function well from the other domains of emotional, social and spiritual aspects. But how is the mind formulated? Swami always used to say this kerchief is made of threads, and the threads are made of cotton. So cotton gets converted into thread and thread gets converted into kerchief. If you want to undo this kerchief, you have to ensure that each thread is separated, then the existence of the kerchief dissolves. Similarly, the mind is a bundle of desires, and the desires are made of thoughts. Every thought gets converted into a desire, and every desire goes on weaving the warp and woof of the mind, just like every thread of cotton builds on to the warp and woof of the handkerchief. So if we want this mind to be untangled and not afflicting us, we need to ensure, and that's where the relevance of such a great algorithm for our spiritual journey. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a tendency. Sow a tendency, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. Swami Vivekananda always mentioned, you are the makers of your destiny. Your destiny is not in anybody's hands. The philosophy of karma empowers us to attain that destiny and does not tell us that you do not have the capacity to attain that destiny because there are extraneous circumstances influencing your life. No. It is in your hand and it starts at the level of the thought. If you sow the right thought and you continue to sow the right thoughts which make these threads in the warp and woof of your mind, you will have the capacity to reap the right destiny for yourself. That is the journey of this Janma which we need to achieve. But the mind is very mischievous. The worst company is here. Thoughts. All the time, thoughts are bombarding us with all the kinds of negativity that is present in the world. The true satsanga is satya plus sangha. Keep the constant eternal company of good thoughts with you. Surround yourself with good thoughts all the time. Then you will not need any external company in order to inspire you, or you won't complain that I am not having the inspiration external. And we have all the solutions available with us. iPod, iPad, iMac and all the Android products. These are the best solutions. And I'm serious because they provide us the best listening to all the bhajans, the best literature of all the saints and sages of all times available on our palm. When I was doing my PhD, I still had to go to the libraries and take back volumes and take photocopies of that and then read that. Today my year junior PhD students are having their reports, things, oh, did you annotate this? Oh, do you just email me this link and then you click on that and you get the full paper. Everything is at the fingertip. If everything is at the fingertip, why don't we utilize that everything for our own spiritual benefit and surround ourselves with good thoughts and good vibrations all the time? You are going to office, listen to bhajan on the way. You are coming back from office, listen to a discourse on your way. You are having a break in between, read one experience, read one chapter, read one page. Keep bombarding yourself with all the good that is possible and surround yourself with good thoughts. If there is foul smell in the room, what will you do? The best way to give up foul smell in the olden times. Today there are those equipments where they will keep spraying all the fragrance. What was the original best way to reduce foul smell? Put on an incense stick. Automatically first the foul smell will be neutralized and then only good smell will be all over the place. That was the reason why incense stick is put. God doesn't need that fragrance, we need it. Agarbatti is for us. And that Deepam there is not for Swami. It is for enabling us to realize that there is that Jyoti, that Prana Shakti whose image is present in front of us. That is the inner meaning of all of these practices. So only when the fragrance of Agarbatti dilutes the foul smell in the room will we be able to experience that joy of singing bhajans. Similarly, when the fragrance of all this goodness is bombarded into us by all these positive material that we get on YouTube, Google and elsewhere, you have the solid and the best solution in order to relive and reminisce and reflect and rely on the highest message of our scriptures.